Okay.
I would say that Star Citizen was unfinished business.
Okay, like that should be decent audio level.
I think when we launched in 2012,
Cool.
it was a different time in the internet. I think it was more hopeful, more optimistic, less cynical. I think one of the major problems with doing something that's as long-term as Star Citizen and as big and as ambitious as Star Citizen is if you're part of the community and you see us, because we do updates, the community video updates, we show them what we're doing, we have roadmaps. In terms of, I think, being a developer that shares and is open, I think we sort of set the standard. And I think when we started in 2012, that was one of the things that we did first that a lot of other people didn't. So we had all this openness, which I think if you know it, you're like, oh yeah, this is a real game. But if you don't, and you just said, wasn't that something that got crowdfunded like all those years ago, you may be a bit skeptical because you don't. I mean, I generally find that. I mean, I run into people that say, oh, I backed that like 12 years ago. Is it done yet? I'm like, you can play it now if you want. You look at the videos that we've got.
Such a fucking non-answer. Is it done yet? You can play it now. No, that's not how it works, Chris.
At the scale that we've been crowdfunded, it certainly created new opportunities and possibilities.
I mean, I get it though. That's also not a very fair question.
Originally thought, I mean, because when I originally did it, I thought, oh, I could make a smaller game and it would be more like a privateer or a freelancer and have a cutscene as you go down to a planet, and then you have a little limited area you interact on, and it's a much more limited design. But because we got all the extra funding, especially early, it's sort of like, oh, well, maybe we could really, go for the brass ring here and like my dream game, not the thing that I would have to do because this was a limited budget. And so it opened up the scope of the game, which at the time the community, they voted to say yes, we would like to do these extra things like procedural planets and all the rest of the stuff. But then when you build the game much bigger, it's just exponentially more complicated, more things to do, so it obviously takes longer. And I guess maybe the only other downside is we're the big thing, and so everyone's like, oh, $1 billion, where are you? What are you doing? And, like, you haven't finished yet. You guys are a scam. You're idiots, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, we're just trying to make the best game we possibly can. Everyone at Cloud Imperium loves what they do, and they're working really hard to get everything finished as quickly as they possibly can.
You can tell he's such a nerd, and I mean that in like the absolute highest, right? Because I'm a nerd too. This whole game backed by, played by, ran by nerds. You can tell he's actually into his product.
It's a really,
or at least what he thinks his product is.
Goal. So maybe that's the only downside is the success just makes you more visible, and then there's some level of people that kind of like to rag on that. But I'm happy with how it's turned out, just because I'm literally, like I said, getting to build the game of my dreams, and I think it's the game of like a lot of the people that are backing the dreams, and that's one of the reasons why it works. When I was doing freelancer, I don't know if you remember, but I'd actually talked about doing a freelancer online, and the idea was this living, breathing universe that all these players played in, and it would affect the economy and do everything. And it was sort of when Ultima Online was taking off, and there is an online version of Freelancer that you can play, and I think modders keep it alive, and it's pretty
I played
cool.
that was really fun.
What Star Citizen is now is sort of like the ultimate evolution of that. It's like the dream of the fully realized, detailed universe that you can go do anything with millions of other people, and that is the ultimate goal for Star Citizen, and was sort of the original vision that I had when I was talking about Freelancer Online. Much the same way that I think Squadron 42, that we're just in the process of finishing off now, is like the ultimate version of how I would do a wing commander with resources that you wouldn't normally get. And I'm actually really quite looking forward to people playing the game, because there's been a lot of work to make the sort of story and the game basically seamless in how it goes in and out. It's very fluid. Star Citizen has high fidelity, but Squadron takes it to another level, because we know it's much more limited in terms of like set pieces and epic action. Those are absolutely like handcrafted and beautiful. And for me, it's my love letter to all the movies that I like grew up with. I hope people like it as much as I do, and how much I have fun making.
Okay.
So one of the biggest things that takes us time is we've had systems that we wrote years ago when people were thinking, oh, the game's not gonna need all this, and then we got to go, okay, that system's not good enough, we need to refactor the system so it scales better when there's a lot of players. So we want to have as big as possible player environments, at the highest concurrency. So we don't quite know what the ceiling is going to be, but with dynamic, it allows us to be much more flexible because we can dynamically spin up more and more servers to sort of collapse down the servers taking care of people. So, I mean, the goal is to have 10,000 plus people in a shard or an instance. Right now, we run 700 to 800 people on one. We'll probably break over
10,000 is crazy. Are we even at like 10,000 concurrent players?
There's still optimization that has to happen in like the engine for just general simulation stuff, because it's a really interesting like engineering challenge, because like most game programmers don't consider how a game will run when you would have thousands of players. I mean, they usually don't consider when you have thousands of just entities or objects. For me, that's fun because then it makes the universe itself gets alive when you have lots of players. I mean, it's already like in Star Citizen when we went from 100 to 600 to 700 when we did the shards. It's suddenly like you would be at a space station, you can see other players come and go in a way that you wouldn't have done when there was just 100 players and a whole star system. And so you want a universe that feels alive. The problem with the way that we want to do Star Citizen is there's no game engine that like out of the box does the things that we do, and so a lot of what dictated the sort of creation of Star Engine, the vision of being able to essentially have no loading screens, it's all seamless, all first person, super high fidelity and detail, and also have the entire system be persistent. So, you know, if you drop a Coke can in a forest somewhere and walk away, that Coke can is remembered, the state of the universe is remembered, so unless someone comes and takes it, it will still be there if you came back even in a month's time or whatever. Having the tech to sort of do that at that scale, we just couldn't get it in Unreal, you couldn't get in CryEngine, you couldn't get it in any, so we had to build all that. That's
what's going on with the frickin'
the length and the time and
capture,
the cost of the project. And I personally think in terms of like a game experience, because
you see that the capture is like super
freedom, that allows you the sense of you can go anywhere and it's there and it's
super crunched.
I see a lot of people play, despite all the bugs,
that's weird,
all the issues I've got.
If the colors are messed up, let me know, guys. I've been having this bug today with YouTube.
Game, and that's enabled by that technology. And so it was definitely worth it to build that. It just took a lot of time to do that. Besides just building something of the scale of Star Citizen, scaling a company to be able to do that is also, it's like a separate game, So, we're now about 1,000 people around the world. We've got 4 studios. That's very different than when you started and you only had a few people working on it, and then it's 20 and then 50. It becomes a big challenge just because it's such a big project and there's so much to do. And then we also have the added complexity of it's a live game. So as we're working on it, people are playing it and we can't be breaking it. So it's sort of like working on the engine of your car in the middle of a race and trying to still stay in the race. Like, one of the problems that always happens is as the game becomes bigger and more featured with more content, more functionality and features, that also means there's more things that can go wrong when you add a new feature. So in terms of the extra testing you've got to do, someone could do something in a system over here and not realize that it breaks something over here. Yeah,
that's just basically bug chasing. That's how it works out. But anyways, I finished my dinner, so now I say let's just hop in and get into verse. But yeah, all right. Yeah, please let me know if the colors get weird again. That was really strange. Okay. But no, I mean, Chris is still a very passionate guy, big nerd. I do wonder how much he plays the game to like a, I don't want to say enthusiast, but just to like a, an actual like Star Citizen player level versus just jumping in and seeing the new stuff, right? Because like, I don't know, like at least part of me, because I'm so biased against master mode and just kind of like the ethos behind it, the speed walls, the slowing down and the speeding up, I just want to say, like, hey, is this the game you dreamed of? Is this the vision you had? All right. So, we are going to start testing out the Sabre. This is a ship that, full disclosure, I did not get super, like, hot on when, in master modes and stuff. And apparently it's doing okay. right. Here we go. Let's start with mantises. I really doubt shredders are going to be particularly good on the Sabre. Maybe I should actually go back and stealth it out, actually, now that I'm thinking about this. Alright, we're going to save those. What is the stealth power plant again here? Slipstreams. That didn't go. Okay, slipstreams. We got mantises on there. And its mirage is the shields. Let's try a full stealth load out here. AC is so broken. All right, that should have done it. All right. Let's start in free flight. Just see how she feels, how we like it. All righty. All right, here we go. And since we have that turned on, Sabre, here we go. So I want to like the Sabre. I actually do. Sabre is a cool, fun ship. I really like how it looks. I think it's a very cool looking ship. It is big, but it's big in a way that feels good. I know it's very like Freelancer 2 to me. All right. Let's see here. Let's see if anyone's down. All right, Grim. Do you want to...
Friendly target.
Doesn't look like he wants to. Well, we have one more chance to make sure if he saw it or not. I think the answer is no. Alright. If the answer is no, we will leave him alone. We aren't here to RDM. Yeah, cockpit's good. It's an Aegis cockpit. Do like how you can see the guns on the side there. Always stylish. That is a Mustang. Not a particularly good dual target for us. Whoa, he's being lit the fuck up. It's wired. Oh my... What the fuck was that bug? What? I had gotten some weird color stuff before, but what? Alright, these guys might be in a gank squad or something. Because they definitely just got that guy and then they went after Graham. course, doing. I mean, let's see if they come for me here. This really does look like there's something going on here. I feel like a blade is a pretty hard fight. I don't want to just dive in. Like, if they're doing something, I don't want to just dive in. Alright, Theodale. He's flying way out there. House, Florida. What is going on in this free flight? We might leave and go to Korea. Because I'm not sure what the heck's going on here. SRV. Ooh, hello.
Friendly target.
The arrow would be a dangerous opponent. Come on, somebody's gotta want to duel here. Hey, Jeb, how's it going? Wait, that's you. Wait, that's you. Dude, you flew right by me. I'm like, all right, fine. Jeb, you want to fight? I'm testing out the Sabre, so you got a really good chance in the arrow. Really good chance. Dude, I didn't recognize your name in game at all, man. That's funny. I'll die. I'm new to this part of the game. Dude, don't worry about it, man. Here, yeah. Look, I'm right here. Let's just slow down our speeds, and let's do a cross, basic dual etiquette. So now we're gonna do a pass, and we'll turn, and we'll go fight someone. I am running ballistic right now, so sorry. I hope you are too. If you aren't, then you know what? Let's hope the ship advantage helps out. All right. So you got a stock arrow. So you don't have mixed pips. That's your first problem, right?
Friendly target. Friendly target. Friendly target. Friendly target. Friendly target.
Okay, the strays on this thing feel pretty bad. I'll have to look at the stats of that.
Friendly target.
I'm actually surprised he hasn't popped yet.
Friendly target.
There it is. Good fight, Jeb. Good fight. Yeah, GG's. Yeah. So yeah, just the first tip obviously is just you gotta make sure you're rocking the same weapon type or ones that have the same velocity. 2 pips just is never good. Aside from that, obviously, I mean, you did okay. You did absolutely okay. I will say I was a little surprised at how poor the side strafes felt in this thing. I thought it had a little bit better strafe authority. I mean, you kept me in pitch for the most part. You didn't really, let me get around you. I mean, yeah, your ship is more agile than mine, but if anything, you were probably just struggling to close a bit, and I think that was just because of, I was actively working to not get us super close, because that's where my ship will start to lose, right? So instead of pushing bringing the pip to neutral and pushing in, I was always kind of pulling it out a bit. Let's see if wired will go.
Friendly target.
All right, this is gonna be a hard fight, I think.
Friendly target. Friendly target. Shields under fire. Shield down.
Yep, that's really dangerous.
Friendly target. Friendly target. Friendly target.
See if I can't. He's gonna give me that damage. I'll take it. That's a kill. Definitely knocked something on my ship a little bit hard. But yeah, Jeb, how have you been, man? How's your week? You want to go again?
Shields under fire. Shields down. Friendly target.
So I didn't reset my damage on him, so maybe he had damage too last time. Never know. Yeah. Those the Blade is a dangerous ship. It's a really dangerous ship. Like I said, one thing I really dislike.
Aegis combat assist activated.
One thing I really dislike about the way you get to view your ship status page is it just doesn't like give you info, right? Like I was blue, except for one little pickup of red, and then this like I think it was like his third shot that hit me. I was suddenly full body red. I'm like, okay, I was more damaged than I thought, right? We'll do another pass here.
Shields under fire.
You know what? I'm gonna try something weird here. This is oh yeah, that was not the answer. I was hoping, you know, I didn't fight the Blade in a long time, so we're gonna pull away here. He's got me close here. Oh, why did I do that? I did not mean to do that. That was actually just pure habit right there. Wins some ballistic for the arrow and free flight. We haven't done yet. Yeah, so for the arrow, you either want shredders and sawbucks, and or you want mantises and yellow jackets. Oh, just farm money, dude. Genuinely, and this is stupid, but the best way to do it, just real talk, full on, is just to play it more. That's gonna sound so dismissive or whatever. Every bullet of damage you deal gets you money, like. Literally, all those points that pop up as you're damaging somebody, that's the wreck you're earning. Ooh, that was a good mag.
Shields under
Oh, that was so close. I'm actually really surprised I'm able to get the blade like that. Yeah, so like if you look at where it says like ship destroyed, damage dealt, all those points that pop up, that's just wreck. So literally just play, just get fights, just do damage to people, and you'll get it. Like I've got billions of wreck just because I played a lot and don't really spend a lot of wreck, right?
Aegis combat assist activated. Systems green. Shields.
Oh man, he was a lot quicker in that turn that time. Why do I feel exposed like this? Oh! I knew that was about to happen. I guess the other way you could do it is if you have like a larger ship, you could spawn that in, leave it, suicide, spawn a different ship, like a fighter, and just shoot it at a bunch. Because I think that will still give you points.
Aegis combat assist activated. Systems green. Shields online.
Are the PvE modes good for this, you think? Yeah, they'd probably be decent, actually. Although, I mean, yeah, especially depending on your skill level. Like, if you're still getting used to, like, core fundamentals and stuff and, like, just basic ship control. But I think once you have a level of basics, then you're better off actually fighting a player, right? Because the AI don't fly like players. But, yeah, they'd probably earn money. Absolutely. You know, the arrow that you have is incredibly good. Like I said, it's currently the best ship in the game. But it's also a harder ship to learn and to sort of get started with than the Gladius because it's less forgiving. Get wrecked. I think when we crash, Wired may have had his game crash as well. That can unfortunately happen. Looks like there are people fighting down here in Atmo. Let's go check that out. The Odd Owl in a arrow. So dangerous ship. One that can absolutely slaughter a Sabre. Yeah, no, absolutely. Like I said, like I've gotten all of my money just playing the PvP mode. So I'm gonna give him a little tappy here.
Friendly target.
I didn't see him drop, so I'll wait for him to fire, I guess. Oh, what the fuck? A fucking A1 just dumping in, firing, or not A1, a C1. I just got shot by something. I hope it was friendly fire. You know, a little bit of a confusion because this guy just jumped in and tried to gank. Are you gonna fly in a laser? Okay. Yeah, no, I think it should work for our money for him. Like I said, just dealing damage and blowing up ships will get you tons of money. Again? What are you doing, man? No worries, man. All right, let's leave this and let's go to a SPK lobby. Also, I want to pull up SP viewer here. Aegis Sabre. I guess I'll do compare. I want to throw up the Hurricane, because I just flew that a lot and I really enjoyed it. And let's throw up a Gladius. Okay, so the Sabre's got good strafes. Why does it feel like it doesn't? The Sabre's got strong strafes. I guess it's just because even with strong strafes, it's just it is just big. Yeah, okay.
Aegis combat assist activated. Systems green.
All right. This will be a hard fight here. Okay.
Friendly target.
And keep him at distance here.
Shields under fire. Friendly target.
He's wasting a lot of mag. Okay, so he is he is a little newer than I thought he was. So now I need to actually work to keep him in.
Shields down. Friendly target. Friendly target.
No way, so rigid neck there. I should have followed him.
Friendly target. Friendly target. Shield down. Friendly target. Friendly target. Friendly target. Friendly target. Shields under fire. Friendly target. Friendly target. Friendly target. Shield down. Friendly target. Friendly target. Friendly target.
Good fight, man.
Shields offline.
I was struggling in that one. In that case, I almost feel like like I wanted to keep distance, but also so did he, and so it took me a little bit to realize, oh no, I need to be the aggressor in this fight.
Aegis combat assist activated. Systems green.
All right, 3K for detection. Badger, Omni. Those are both good players. Super Freak, really good player. All right. Let's see. All right. It's a little bit of a background beat.
Shields under fire. Friendly target. Shield down. Friendly target. Friendly target. Friendly target. Friendly target.
Damn, good fight. Yeah, I'm almost thinking going back to lasers.
Aegis combat assist activated. Systems green. Friendly target.
I don't think he knows what's going on.
Friendly target.
Don't think he's active. They're about to go. Oh, that's TT. Oh, he's gonna annihilate me. He's gonna absolutely annihilate me because he's insane.
Yeah, dude, this thing is just supposedly have good straights, but it just does not feel like it. And in this nose trade, we're just not going to win here. Yeah. Dude, oh man, dude, it does not feel evasive. That's really weird. Cause like stat wise, it should be decent. I can be invasive in the freaking cane. And sure, the cane is smaller than it, but is this width? Is this like extra wing length really doing that? Yeah, it's narrow. Never, I mean, here's the thing, TT is insane. This is not me discrediting that kill. He was going to win no matter what ship I flew, okay? But like, I really cannot feel evasive in the Sabre. It's a strange feeling. I'm really glad I didn't even try shredders, because I feel like I would not be able to get close. All right, Alice Caboose.
Friendly target. Friendly target.
All right, that's a no. We respect that. All right, not a lot of fights in oh,
Shields under fire. Friendly target. Friendly target. Friendly target. Shield down. Friendly target. Friendly target.
I actually got nose on it first.
Shields under fire. Shields under fire. Shields offline.
Let's reset our ship. Yeah, I have to try a lot harder. I really hope I figure out something here.
Aegis combat assist. Systems green.
Because, like, you know, I'm a huge fan of the Hornet Ghost. Stealth is good. This thing's got about a 4K stealth rating. I guess let's give it its best shot. Let's go all the way out here. Still 3.8k in cross section though. .8. I mean, 2.8 is pretty good for stealth, but if he wants to fight again, I'll do it. I mean, he'll beat me again. Well, yeah, let's go to the squadron battle, I guess. No point just sitting here. All right.
Aegis combat set.
New comment. Damn. All right. No one there either. Kind of a slow night. My initial impressions of the Sabre are not super positive. It does have good damage. It does have good nose authority. Its straights feel weird. It really feels less
maneuverable than the Hurricane. Those numbers don't make sense. It's just literally what it feels to me.
Aegis combat assessment.
Hey, Lacariti, I think. Lacariti. I just got the Sabre comment and PU. Love it. It was made of glass, I feel. Still in the mechanics of the PvP. Yeah, well, hey, dude, you're watching. I am right now because the Sabre was voted for the next video. You know, tomorrow the Hurricane video is coming out. Saber's the next video. We're testing it right now. Obviously, you know, I'm a light fighter enjoyer, but also I really love like the Hornet Ghost, which is another stealth medium fighter. My weird initial impressions though is I feel like the width of this thing is a bit deceptive. Are you awake? Are you awake, good sir? We've had a little bit of a struggle getting people to duel us. Are you awake? I mean, you're flying, so you're awake, but are you? We just watched a man kill himself? Yeah. So Sabre Comet. Sabre Comet. Oh, is that one of the specialized skins? Okay. Yeah, I was thinking the Peregrine, the Firebird. Ooh, would you like to please fight me, Mr. Shiv? Hold on. Let's get in front of his nose here. Oh! He's engaging the AFK guy. He's open game. Here, I want you to see me. I want you to shoot at me. Mr. Shiv. Mr. Shiv. Yeah, you don't RDM in free fly unless you want to be counter RDM'd. Jar Jar, would you like to duel? There we go. Alright, we pass. He's turning already. That wasn't really a pass, but okay. I over-rotated there. Deal with this Shiv. Third partying our fight. So this Shiv actually has great nose authority. Is turns as good as a Super Hornet. I can definitely tell he's on mouse though. But not like good mouse, just a lot of yaw, a lot of down pulling, which you don't never want to do. Yeah, how are you going, Lacariti? How do I pronounce that? Yeah, he turns on like instantly. I mean, if you're gonna let me just aim trade you, I'm down. Yeah. Yeah, the Hornet Ghost is incredible. I really like it. But yeah, so that guy just learned why you don't light fighter aim trade into a medium fighter. You said last the one, but then I said both ways, so I really don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. The streamer problems. All right. Notice real water. Real recognizes real, man. That's some real water right there. Lacariti? We'll try that. Oh. I mean, to be fair, I was trying to tap him, but I don't think he realized that wasn't full bursting.
This guy's got a mixed loadout, which you never want to have. Oh yeah.
Friendly target.
Oh, not cereal water. Not notice real water. Not cereal water. Ooh, a Hornet, the Forgotten Son. Let's tap him. Make him aware of us.
Friendly target.
Don't think he wants to fight. That is a super, though. I feel like we would slaughter a super, even though we're already a little damaged. I mean, to be fair, this lobby is a little bit low average skill. Forgotten Son, will you fight me?
Friendly target.
Was that who I was just with? That's who I was just with. I flew away, turned around, saw him, thought he was flying. Oh, it's Jeb. Welcome back, Jeb. You're very red. Jeb's a viewer as well. He hit the station. You know what? Ship reset. Ship reset. Let's have Jar Jar.
Friendly target.
All right, and let's keep him up here in pitch. Let's see how he does.
Friendly target. Shields under fire.
I think someone else is shooting at me too. So yeah, we're wasting ammo at that range.
Friendly target.
Still got plenty though.
Friendly target.
See if we can't catch him on this pass here. Yep. The guns cool down.
Friendly target. Friendly target. Friendly target. Friendly target.
And splash. How to make a judgment whether or not it's worth to shoot a certain range. Okay, couple things. The baseline is the rule of halves, which, by the way, the rule of halves isn't correct. It's just a really easy baseline measurement that you can do to basically get used to not shooting it too far out. And so here, really quick, let's reset our ship. And I'm gonna go over here. This is SC Performance Viewer, so this is where I get a lot of my things. But what we're going to do is we're going to go to Items. We're going to go to Weapons, Hardpoint Weapons. I'm going to zoom this in a bit so that way you guys on stream can read it a little bit easier. We're going to size 3 because that's what we have on our gun, or on our ship, and we sort by ammo speed. Okay, so here we go. So the rule of halves is, once again, not correct, but a really good baseline. And that is where you take the speed of the projectile, the ammo speed, okay? And so let's take a look at the Panther repeater here. So 1800, right? So that's 1800 meters per second. The rule of halves means you don't start shooting until you're at 900, half your velocity. And why that is because small, nimble ships like the Arrow, if they're doing passive evasion, so that's a corkscrew, a circle strafe, nose juking, not passive, that's active, but still, if they're doing an evasive maneuver, they can fully change the vector they're traveling in and fully displace the entire length of their ship. So that means that basically in 1 second, which is at 800 meters, you will never hit them if you shoot at the tip. You literally just will never hit them. At 900, that's half a second. that's where it's like, okay, their ship is still moving a lot, but at that point, at half a second of travel time, you can probably start getting shots on. Normally, it's actually a little lower than that, but the rule of halves is really easy and really simple. So I am using the Mantises, the Mantises GT220s. That's 1,600 meters. So I'm starting my engagement at around 800. It's really hard to be super consistent in that. Like, it does take some discipline, because you want to do that. And also, if they are flying really bad, if they aren't evading, well, you can shoot them at any range if they aren't evading, right? A flat, straight flying target's really easy to hit. You may have got rid of the gimbal pucks. I really... If you did, just go back into the... go back into it and equip them on the base slot. I don't know if getting rid of the gimbal pucks gets rid of your fixed assist. He's not actually in here. Let's see if Jar Jar will go again. Yep. So he's flying relatively flat. So right now he's nose trading with me. All right. All right, let's slow down here. So he's going to keep just boosting into us here. So we're going to see it. We're going to back strafe, boost with it, catch him in front, right there. Then pull. This should be the kill. Nope. Soon though. There's the kill. No worries, Lasha. I'm happy to help. I also have a full hour-long video going over the basics of Star Citizen on the channel. I don't recommend you watch that in one sitting. It's boring. I didn't do much editing in that one. I literally just sat in free flight and talked to a microphone. But it's it does have some good tips, some good info. Or you can just ask me questions, because I'm here right now. And we're talking. Ooh, I would like to fight a Scorpius if you're actually flying. Though you're a little fucked up, buddy. Scorpius is definitely up next, I think. Jeb, do you want to fight again? All right. I'm already hurt from the last guy. You got a good chance, Jeb. Yeah, really good chance if I break free my sticks. There we go. Oh, he lost me there. Good fight, Jed. Yeah, I think what would help you, Jeb, is to actually start doing a pull drill. And basically just get used to using your rotations. So all a pole drill is you find a pole on a station, be any of them, in PE or in free flight, and then you just want to try and orbit it. So also, are you in decoupled? Because if you're in coupled, this is really hard, right? But in decoupled, all you gotta do is use your W key, just your forward strafe, and your mouse to pitch up, just sort of keep it in orbit. And then the better and better you get, the closer you get into it, and then eventually you apply boost to your up strafe, because that does affect your up strafe, right? And if you can get to where you can very closely orbit something, you're gonna have a much better time dealing with your turn rate and staying on somebody. I think that'll help. There we go. A little sister in an F8. That could be a hard fight. Oh man, that instantly red holed me. We're exhausted. Yeah, that was like what, 4 fights on that ship. The second we got the first pass, like, oh, insert red hole. Like, okay, I was a little bit ambitious there. I think we can do that though. I think we can do that. I'll see if she'll agree to fight me again. Ooh, a buccaneer dictator. He's third partying. Well, that is open season right there, my friend. I see why he's third party, and that is the playstyle of the Interceptor. But you don't do that in free flight. This guy's in a starter ship and definitely is not particularly well adjusted to PvP yet. That's good, man. You really should be in decoupled 90% of the time. I was making sure because the orbit's really hard in coupled. Tashi TV is now in a Gladius. Jeb, is someone shooting at you? No? Okay. I thought I saw you shooting at someone. Just making sure you weren't being ganked. Hostility. Hostile Lily. Kind of flying flat there, Lily. I don't know if they're training or stuff. Let's see if Jericho turns on me. Yep, he will.
Under fire.
I really do think he's just RDMing. Put him in yaw. Just keep attacking his wing here. Making it easy on us here.
Friendly target. Friendly target.
There he is practicing. What a lad. All right. Jar Jar Beast is now in a Gladius. And he's dueling Little Sister. That Gladius looks like it is default. Once again, please don't run default weapons on ships. Velocities matter, pips matter. It actually hasn't like done much in here at all. Oh, I bet Jericho dove on you, huh, Jeb? Let's see how you're doing. Alright, Jeb. Teacher's watching. Which is really pretentious of me to say, but I believe you can get him. It's wild watching how they're... Yeah, Jeb! There you go! Oh, hold on. I'm gonna give him victory fireworks here. There we go, Jeb. I'm proud of you, buddy. Yeah, no, he doesn't understand the etiquette. That's okay. So proud of you. So glad you got him. All right, I'm gonna try and find a different lobby though, Jeb. Just because this lobby is a little bit slow. We'll try Korea again. Korea is usually where the better people go, and I can't just fight Bobs and say, "Oh yeah, ship's great," right? I have to fight people who are better than me, as good as me, things like that. I need to get a widespread. Oh yeah, dude, you slaughtered him. Like, that's what's really hard when you're teaching somebody. Unless you have a really good understanding of what their ship is doing, it's really hard to help them. Because there is a point where you're fighting somebody who's actually too good for you, and fighting them, you learn nothing because you don't get to do anything, right? Super Freak, finagle my bagel in a freaking Corsair. Super Freak is insanely good. Don't judge him just because he's in an F8. He's insanely good. Yeah, like I said, we always forgive starter ships for that stuff. Someone's on me right here. Who are you? Yeah, let's do it, Penguin. All right. Applied some free damage right there. Just a little bit of chip. He's laser build. I want to say he's a super. So we will sloop in right here. Just a little bit. No, Zammy, we're exhausted, so we're gonna back away here. Get some boost back, get some of our gun back. He's coming in fast. I like that. I'm gonna catch. Get off his nose just like that. There's the kill. Good fight, Penguin. Yes, the super. I really dislike the super. I own one. I own one, and I always see people fly it solo, and it's bigger and slower, and the third shield does nothing in the current meta, and just like fly a hurricane. Fly a hurricane. Spoiler alert for the video tomorrow, but fly a hurricane. I see why the super is popular, because it gets you the F7A loadout and a second seat. For, you know, something that you can buy online. You can't get the F7A, right? Or you can, but you have to get it in game. And so, but like the C is better. The F7C for a dogfight duelist is better than the Super Hornet, unless you put that second gunner in there, and then it's a fine ship. It's a totally fine ship with a gunner. I wouldn't put it better than the Hurricane, but dramatically better than solo. Dramatically better than solo, because it really extends your nose authority. Well, I did them in that fight there, where I just sort of sat over his nose and he couldn't really get onto me. Can't do that with a gunner. The gunner locks down an entire 180-degree portion of your ship's arc. Oh, and that is lobby reset. We're probably going to back out here and rejoin into Korea again. We're going to give it a few minutes for that lobby queue. All right. Okay, I'm being harsh on the Sabre. I'm being harsh on it because I'm taking in for dueling, right? And I've just been doing a lot of dueling in light fighters and a lot of playing with the Hurricane, which just is very good. The Sabre has stealth, and we're not using its stealth in duels, okay? It looks good. It does fly well. It really doesn't feel evasive, and I think what that still comes back down to, I opened the wrong thing. You go away. What it comes down to at the end of the day is I really do think it's the size. Can I like refresh this to... Here we go. So I mean, look at this, all right? So here's a Gladius, okay? Here's the Hurricane, which is almost the same size as the Gladius. Like, it's very close, see? And then here's a Sabre. So Sabre is longer than the Hurricane and wider by a good amount. It's basically the entire wing wider. And so I think as I'm doing those side strafing, circle strafes, and corkscrew, because I like to use side strafe, I think I'm getting caught in the wing. So I should do a pure up strafe corkscrew, I think. Because its strafes aren't bad. It's right here in red. So it's not as good as the Gladius, but it's better than the King, which I found easier to evade. And I think it might just be I need to do a pure up strafe corkscrew with it. Okay, I should have time for it to reset. All right. Penguin's back. Variable, he's fighting him in a arrow. Whoever wins this, which I'm guessing is going to be variable. What's up with your guns, variable? Are you gimbaling weird? What the fuck? What the fuck? The arrow can do that? What is going on with your guns? I hadn't, like, that's not just a weird visual bug. Oh, Jebek. Oh, Jebek. Badger's insanely good. Badger's way better than me. It's a good try. Do not feel bad about this one, buddy. Yeah, Badger's top tier. Yeah. Do not feel bad about that at all, buddy. Not one bit. All right. That's super. There's Jeb. Let's wait for a fight down here. Oh yeah. But literally, dude, don't feel bad about that at all. Like I said, Badger would dog walk me in any ship, not just in the Sabre. He is a top level pilot. Very good to see him again and around here and stuff. But yeah. It was a little early.
Shields under fire. Friendly target. 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 Shield down. Shields under fire.
All right, good fight, good fight, good fight. I'm glad that he was down to get close. That's fun, and you don't get people willing to do that very often. Like, okay. You know, it's not as bad in the duel as I was thinking at first. It's just, it's weird feeling like I should be evasive and then not being, right? Just of how wide it is. But I also think
Aegis combat assist. Systems green.
I gotta try and get more deflection in just a pure vertical here. So With that. How is the Sabre, says Ellie. I'm biased. I haven't liked the Sabre in a long time, but it's doing okay. You know, we're winning duels, we're getting kills in it. We are doing ballistics because that's what we're going to be doing in PU when we get that section of testing. And you know, the weird thing is I can't get it to feel evasive. Even at ranges where I should be able to dodge fire with it, because it does have good strafes. It's not just big in the pancake, it's wide, and I really feel like my wings catch a lot of fire. Who's this? Chongo? No, not Chongo, someone else. Right now, I would say I prefer the Hornet. Hornet just has that DPS you can't ignore. And that's not to say 4 size 3s is anything to snap your fingers at. You know, that's still a very dangerous weapons platform, but you know, the F7A gets that and 2 size 4s. The F7C doesn't get 4, but it's 2, then 2 size 2s, and then 2 size 4s. And the Ghost also is actually stealthier than the base Sabre is. So, like I said, it's a very large ship, right? Like, this is it compared to the Hurricane, which I just reviewed, which is, the video's coming out tomorrow morning. This is the Gladius, so these ships are almost the same size, and this ship is just dramatically larger, almost entire wing larger, right? But it should have good strafes. The red here is it. It should have better strafes than the Hurricane, but I had a much easier time dodging incoming fire in the Hurricane than I did in the Sabre. But all that being said, I'm winning duels in a stealth ship, which I'm not sure if I would be doing all the time in you know, the Hornet Ghost. So it is gonna be kills. I am having fun with it, but yeah, let's see if I can get Reha to do it again. I'd like to fight him again. Nope, he does not care about me. Heck yeah, Ellie. I think it's a good video. I think it's one of my better ones. Trying to stop saying and stuff. But yeah, no, I really do think I'm working on my cadence in sort of how fast I talk and my stutter, and we're trying to be a better presenter. So I think I did a good job at the time, and I also think the video is just a good video. The Hurricane, if you've been paying attention to any of my streams, you should already know kind of how I feel about it, but yeah, it's very fun. Let's see. Big yikes. Big yikes. Let's fire some off his nose there. Should get his attention, hopefully. Maybe not. Okay, he might be with that group. Let's see. I didn't hear another flare out, so I'm not going to dive on him. I feel like they might be training. There's Jeb. When they get really close to me, it's actually kind of hard for me to... Ochongo. Oh. I was trying to get in front of him. I was trying to get in front of his nose. Chongo, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Chongo. I didn't mean that. 100% my bad, Chongo. I really hope he didn't crash out. I just want to duel. How have you been, Ellie? You have a good week last week? Rahai was fun to fight because he got close, but I don't think he's interested. Okay. Nice. Somebody's got to be all right. White saltine. Oh wait, hold on. That's TT. I mean, I'll fight TT. He'll win, but I'll fight him. Here, saltine. Send one your way. Doing that. Come on. Yeah, here we go. White saltine. He's got a ship advantage. He's firing very early. He's got lasers. Okay.
Shields under fire.
Interesting. His pip's laggy. That might have actually been mouse and keyboard. Pip jitter. Oh, but he's letting me just fucking. He just let me lay into him there. Can't do that. We're working just a bit closer here. And we push. Pull out. He's got the flight blade skin, which is interesting. I actually almost bought one of those blades, not for the blade, but for the skin, because there's, you know, I want like all the Gladius skins. Okay, I mean, we got shields back, so I'm totally okay to push in with him. I mean, if you can set range. Let's get some of our boost back. Let's give him a little bit to think about here.
Shields under fire.
I'm definitely early.
Friendly target. Shield down. Friendly target.
He's actually playing the range game with me, which is... I prefer them to try and get close. But he's the right call when he's got lasers. He keeps letting me get regen. Let's try it. Okay, this time he's gonna come in. I'm gonna push in. And we're going to... Why did I turn that way? Eric, what are you doing?
Shield down. Shields under fire.
Need to try and keep him.
Friendly target. Friendly target.
This really should not be taking me this long.
Friendly target. Friendly target. Shield down. Friendly target.
Yeah. He did good keeping me at range. Had a really hard time trying to push anything on him. Which doesn't make it a lot, I guess, okay. Still should have been able to enforce that a bit. I guess if he was boosted back at times, but... I mean, hey, you know what? He's doing it right. When you have a laser versus a ballistic battle, you want to keep it at range, and he keeps it at range. And of course, larger size ship, I'm just going to natively take more shots than him. And there's very little times where I get him into my effective range once he realized being close wouldn't work against me because I wasn't letting him over my nose, right? He tried that initially, and then we gave him that good mag, and then he just kept that range the rest of the time.
Target. Shields under fire.
Okay, all right. My chair is sinking. My chair is sinking. My chair just totally sank all the way down. All right. Hey, Jeb. All right, let's do it again. I'm already hurt, and you've got ship advantage.
Friendly target. Shields under fire.
Okay.
Friendly target. Friendly target.
Good fight, Jeb. I think you're using way too much forward strafe. That would be my guess. That's why we keep swinging back out and farther, and you haven't been able to stay close to me. Which staying close to me is one way beating me, other way staying really far away. Because you're smaller than me, so at long range, if you're doing evasive moves, you know, a circle, strafe, a corkscrew, you'll have an easier time hitting me than me hitting you because of just size, right? Or super close to where you're over my turn rate and you're looking at me and I can't look onto you, right? But if you're holding down W, you're actually going to extend farther away because you have to remember you're carrying energy, right? So if you're accelerating forward, here I'll show you on this guy who's Protato here. I'm almost going to deflect the pip, so the pip's not on him, and he's also not really moving. But right here, I'm just going to try and get close to him. I'm just going to hold W. But notice how I'm not really, like, I mean, I am getting close, but then I'm swinging out and falling out, just like that. Yeah. So you only want to use actually a very little amount of forward and back strafe depending on just what they're doing, right? So, like I said here, on Weihao, we're trying to fly to him, right? And if we're just pointing our ship at him and boosting towards him, well, you see our TVI down there? How it's not pointed at his ship? So, when we get him, even if I like, oh, hey, no, wait, no, keep going towards him, we're going to keep swinging away. And the pip's going to keep kind of going away from him, right? So what instead you do is you roll so that the pip is above his ship, like this, using pitch, apply up strafe. You bring the pip close to his ship. Now notice that the TVI is also getting very close to where he is. And now I can push forward, the pip's on him, and I'll catch him. I'll reach him, see? So why that works is your vectors are now aligned. Okay? So if you want to get closer, neutralize the pip, and then apply your forward strafes. Now, obviously, if the other people are doing stuff, yeah, Penguin, I'll fight you. Yeah. Because the pip is what's showing the difference in your two-dimensional vectors.
Friendly target. Friendly target.
Oh, you're gonna crash into me. He was an up strafe. I was in down strafe. His up strafe is better than my down strafe. I do okay in the drills though. Oh, with forward thrust? Yeah. Well, you know what? Actually, that's another good way to explain this concept here.
Systems green.
You know, in that pole drill, right? One of the ways you need to, one of the things you need to do to perform the pole drill is to just sort of pulse your forward thrust. You don't hold it down, right? You apply it as needed. So I want you to watch my throttle gauge. So, you know, right there, I want you to watch that because you can see my inputs, right? Like that. So as I do this drill, fall in the orbit, there we go. And basically whenever I let go is when I want the nose higher, see? When I let go, it pulls me back, and that's why my nose snaps up, right? Mogbot wants to fight. He's got a ship advantage. He's figured this out too. Yeah. The arrow is just hard to hit. If I can stay on him, I think I got a decent chance here. Even at 700, I'm missing the arrow. But if I let him get too close, he's going to be over my turn rate like that. This is why the arrow really should never lose, assuming equal skill pilots that are at a certain level, right? He's got my... Look at that. 1k. I can still be hit. He can't. Pancake size, man. Our only hope is if he's getting overconfident. But he's really not. He's earned his confidence. He's good. God, I hate the Sabre for dueling. For dueling, I hate the Sabre. Because I really do feel like I would have had this guy in a Gladius or also in an Arrow. He's good, but it's just, man, dude, I need to be 200 meters closer than him. Anyways, what I was going to do before we went into that fight, which good fight. He did beat me fair and square. He did nothing wrong. He was flying great. There was no cheese there. That was just... That's what the ship diff should look like, right? Between the Arrow and the Sabre. Really quick, I do need to clean up a spell really quick. So, 1 second. We'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. And there we go. Probably have one more week of learning SC before I go back to the iRacing Gulag. I get that, man. Sorry, I just saw that message. But no, I do sim racing too. I got over that way, my sim rig. I haven't done it in a little bit. I'll probably get into it again really seriously once the F1 season starts again. They'll get me in the root of the race, even though I'm not going to be doing formula stuff. All right. White saltine. Are we sending a ship? Nope. Okay, then what? We don't force it.
Friendly target.
He's pole drilling, I think. Yep, he's pole drilling. We're gonna let him be. All right. Oh, hey, Ellie. Am I crazy? Are you the guy who's in my Discord DMs right now? It might be. Okay. Name's not exactly the same, but close. All right, Jeb, we'll go again. Oh, you okay? Wasn't really a pass, but okay.
Friendly target.
I mean, you got close. You got close to me. You stayed close to me. All right, so now flip over. Get me back in yaw. Flip over. Don't. Here we go. Yeah, keep me in yaw next time. As I roll in the direction, roll with me. Are you doing much better at staying in though? Granted, you're not shooting me, so I don't know if somehow I'm over your turn rate or if you just decided to stop shooting. But you did much better staying close that time. Dramatically better staying close. You weren't being swung out wide. Interesting. Okay. All right. We should talk about that. We should talk about that. Okay. So I should never be able to get over your turn rate. So let's really quick pull out. Let's get rid of you and go to the invul. Hero. I don't know why. All right. So this is the difference in our pitch rate. You see this? Okay. So my boosted pitch rate, I'm red. That's what in this dot outline means I'm boosting, is the same as your native pitch rate. All right. The aim punch is a thing. If you want, I will switch to oh, hello. I will switch to lasers. All right. If Rehu wants to fight, I'm gonna fight him. But then we'll talk about that in a second again here. Remind me to talk about this, but Rehu was a fun fight and I want to fight him again.
Shields under fire.
He got close to me last time and that was really fun.
Friendly target. Friendly target. Friendly target. Friendly target. Friendly target. Friendly target. Friendly target.
There's a fight. All right. Hey, Carl. Good to see you, man. But yeah, so anyways, here we go. So, all right. Once again, my boosted turn rate, this is a pitch, this is my fastest one. See, y'all's all the way down here. So my boosted turn rate is the same as your base one. So what was probably happening, if we look, is you were probably not purely in pitch. You were probably a little bit in 1 degree or 2 off in yaw. So as you look, you see how this is a sharp line? I mean, this isn't exactly true, but you can imagine your turn rate actually going down kind of the more you're in. So if you're in half yaw, half pitch, if you're at 45-degree angle, which is the old way to fly, you'd actually be at my pitch rate. But what I think was more likely is you were exhausted and I was boosting. So the way ships fly in Star Citizen is all by nav thrusters. There's no control surfaces yet, so engines move every part of the ship, every roll, every forward, every back. It's engines doing that. Because they're engines, your boost affects every part of your ship's movement, including your turn rate, right? So I'm turning. We boost. You turn faster. Yeah. So if you get used to keeping me in pitch with your rolls, you'll be able to basically never let me get over your turn rate in an arrow. I didn't say good fight to Weeha, and that was a fun fight. How's it going, Carl? You having a good end of your weekend? All right. Yes, we boost a little bit, and we just and the closer you can get, the better too. Now, if I hold down W like you were doing in our second to last fight, which you've already fixed, just to show you, I'm going to constantly be pushed away. I'm never going to get to a close, tight orbit if I just constantly push. Alex and Pro want to fight. I'll let them fight. I just realized that they were in a they've been talking in chat. They're definitely training. No need to interrupt that. Variable, you want to go? All right, Variable wants to fight.
Shields under fire.
Now, if you let go of your boost mid-turn, you're going to do what I just did there, which is where you're going to
Friendly target.
have that weird lag in your nose.
Friendly target. Friendly target. Friendly target. Friendly target.
You know, he was hitting me a lot there. He was really kind of surprising with how he was flying, and we had a bit of a bad first start. Then I realized he would just aim trade into me, and you can't do that. You can't just aim trade into a medium. If you're in a light versus a medium, you either stay at distance and you range kite and you aim peck, or you get really close and open over the turn rate. But if you sit there mid range and you just phase tank them, you're just going to lose. Like, he had way more time on me than I had on him. I had a really bad start to that fight. Like, a really bad start to that fight. Capability. I'm not quite sure what you're asking there, Carl.
Aegis combat assist activated. Systems green.
Could you elaborate a bit? Hey Jebek, you want to do another drill? You want to learn another one? that pad you're on is used for the merge drill. So the merge drill is when you come over right here, you get behind one of these pads, you look at the other pad, then you want to boost, reach that pad in less than 5 seconds. You can look at the timer up there, but then you want to catch yourself, right? And not fly away from the pad, and then go to the other one. You want to try and, as fast as you can, go, stay close, but then not overshoot the pad, right? It's called the merge drill. Warhammer stuff with elite stuff and vibe tunes. Love the arrow, but only having one shield makes me so sad. You know, Austin, especially in the current meta, the one shield does not matter because everyone's using ballistics anyways. But it's a good place. It really is, because the general balance then between like the arrow and the gladius is that the gladius almost plays like a medium fighter. It almost plays like how I would play this saber against a gladius, right? In a gladius versus arrow fight. And it leaves the interplay there. You know, the arrow is a higher skill ship than the gladius is, right? It can give you more out of it, but also, you know, it's weaker. So you need to be really good at your evasion to make the best use of that. And so I personally think the one shield's fine for it. I think it gives it a good roll. Because if it had 2 shields, same as gladius, it would just be better always. And now it's like, okay, hey, if you have the skill, if you can avoid the fire, if you can abuse that turn rate, get over them in knife fight, the arrow's better. But if you need just a bit more survivability, take the gladius. When shield works, I do too. There are things I really like about ballistic meta and engineering. Mainly, I like how quick you can kill things, because a quick TTK is actually much more enjoyable when you're a solo, which is what I usually fly, right? So, like for example, when I was flying with the Hurricane, tomorrow's video, by the way. So tomorrow 8 a.m. there's going to be a video on the Cane. But you know, because of that. Because of the fast time to kill in ballistic metas, and with how tanky that ship is, you could really punch up because you can just kill ships faster, right? You find 2 USB cables for the NXT? Yeah. Weird. Speaking of USB, there we go. Warhammer stuff with elite stuff and vibe tunes. All good, yeah. But the 0 wasn't set because of that. There we go. No, I love Warhammer though. I've got 3 freaking armies and then a couple other combat patrols. I haven't played in a little while, but I even built in my brand new house that we're in right now. I built my own game table, properly sized for the game and all that. That was fun. Jeb, you want to go again? Wait for you're ready, buddy. Let's do it. Alright, this time I want you to really focus on keeping me in pitch. So always keep my pip above my little targeting box there, right? Oh, you lost me. We'll do a bit of a reset here. It's okay. Alright, we're back on. Go ahead. Just go ahead and shoot me. No need to wait. You know what? In fact, what we're going to do, we're going to turret drill, actually. So I want you to just stay over me. I'll shoot at you if I can. Here we go. Yep. Stay over my turn right. Keep me right now. I'm in pitch, but you're facing the wrong way. There you go. So what you need to do is get closer to me. Good try, good try. Yeah, sorry. Halfway through there, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to change to a drill with you. So that was a little bit BM. I'm sorry, Jeb. What we just did there at the end was called the turret drill, where all I did was roll and aim onto you to shoot you, right? I didn't have any forward momentum. So here, come find me again. We'll do this again. There you go. So once again, I'm not going to move. I'm just going to roll and pitch, okay? So your job is to get close and get over my ship, okay? That's your whole goal. If you crash into me, it's fine. I will be trying to shoot you though, because that's how we will punish you if you get things wrong, okay? If you do it right, you should be able to sit over my turn right and just blow me up. Which probably won't happen just because you're still learning, you know? This player, Warhammer's good? Heck yeah. So the guy wants to duel you. Oh, it's Badger again. You can fight him if you want. You can do whatever you want, Jeb. What do you think is the best light fighter response slightly above average? I don't love the Gladius, but I love the cargo hold of the Titan. The Arrow is my favorite, but it might be too close. Go ahead. Yep, go ahead. Here we go. Someone's gonna try and get close to me. Use your strafes. Good. Closer. I'll catch you here, see? Feel free to roll and dodge and try to get away from my shots if you want to, but really just getting close will help you. I'm not moving at all. So neutralize that pip. Use your strafes. Okay. Okay. I think what happened there is, of course, I was saying, you know, get close. And that connected in your brain to say, okay, forward strafe, right? But what did we talk about earlier? Forward strafe is going to push you farther away unless the pips are neutralized. And why that matters is because the pip is what's showing you the relative motion between your ships. So him relative to me is going to the right. Now he's changing direction. Now he's going to the left. See? So if I strafe in the direction of the pip, right? So I use that as my arrow. I strafe in the direction of the pip and I just bring it closer to him. Now that is on him and we're aligned, then you can get close, right? So once again, this guy, I'm gonna strafe up into him. I'm gonna boost a bit to get here. But now that we're aligned, well, he's dead. But you know what I was gonna do was I was gonna catch him. So let's change this up. Let's do this the other way. So let me answer Austin's question here too, because he asked a little thing ago. What do you think is the best light fighter is for someone slightly above average? I don't love the Gladius, but I love the cargo hold of Titan. The Arrow is my favorite, but it might be too class cannon. So if you're slightly above average and if you're still learning, the answer is just the Gladius because it's the most forgiving, and it is the one that the game is going to constantly update and keep with all the newest features. But it's okay if you don't love the Gladius. The Arrow you absolutely can learn on. It is glass cannony, but at that point what you need to do is get a teacher. So because in a fight against someone better than you, you are just going to die too quickly before you can really learn anything. Get a teacher, and if you can't join a Discord or come in do an hour with me or something, right? What else you should do is record your fights. So turn on VJoy if you have sticks, right? So you can see your inputs. Use advanced HUD, and all right, I thought everyone wanted to fight. I guess not. So I'll use it. Turn on VJoy so you can see your inputs and stuff, and then watch your fights and watch what you do, and really go through them and try to figure out when you lost them. All right. Like I said, the reason why the Gladius is sort of the default training ship, right, is because it's forgiving for the newer pilots, because that second shield gives it a bit of wiggle room. Well, the Eagle was definitely gas cannon, yeah. Up there fighting. There's nothing wrong with learning on the Arrow, because you're gonna die quicker in it while you're getting used to it, right? Get somebody who can give you feedback. And I hope that doesn't come off as pretentious.
Aegis combat assist activated. Systems green.
How is flight assist off handling compared to ED? I haven't played Elite Dangerous with my sticks. I played it a while ago. No, you do not need to apologize, Carl. You never need to apologize for asking a question or talking about stuff in the chat. That's what it's here for, right? Don't say, Eric. I'm trying to get better at that. I'm trying to get better at my public speaking for this, so I can be a better presenter. So, Carl, the flight assist off flight, if I remember it, is relatively similar. However, Master Modes, which is the current flight model of Star Citizen, has some really weird quirks that I actually would say Elite Dangerous currently has a better flight model. That hurts me. I'm a Star Citizen player. I really like this game, and I don't do a lot of Elite anymore. But since we lost the old flight model, which there's some weird stuff that happens in Master Modes. So we're going to show you that to you right now, all right? So Master Modes has what's called the speed wall. So once again, Master Modes is the current flight model. If we just accelerate forward, we are going to stop at about 200 meters a second, and there's slight variation depending on your ship and depending on the tuning of that ship. Okay? And as I turn, I just want to stay there. I'm applying forward thrust. Now, as we get, I can let go, and we'll keep moving in that direction. We will keep going. But what is really weird is if we get over the speed wall, which you can do with boost. So now with boosting, you can go up to about 500-ish meters per second, depending on the ship. Now look at this. Look at the TVI. There's that little circle there with the 3 lines. That's showing the direction of my ship's travel. If I let go of boost and I try to strafe, it barely moves. It's really slow. I only have 4 Gs of side-to-side thrust, when normally I would have 8 Gs of side-to-side thrust. You see now that we're under the speed wall? When you are over the speed wall and you run out of boost, it drags you back like yanking on a leash, and it pulls you back under that speed wall, and it cuts all of your other maneuvering Gs in half until you get under that speed wall. It's a really oppressive system. So in Master Modes, it really feels like you are fighting in a shoebox. And so it's worse if you go into nav mode. So nav mode unlocks the full speeds that these ships had in the old flight model. So as I go, we can go all the way up to about 1,000 meters per second. Because we're in navigation mode, we're in travel mode, right? But if I toggle back to my guns, where I hit shields and I can shoot and I can drop countermeasures, once again, it drags me back. It pulls on that leash down below that speed wall. Why they did this was because in the older, faster flight model, people were too often jousting. They weren't managing their energy, and they were just going whole W at each other and never merging into a fight, right? They were just doing these joust passes where they were shooting a few shots and then flying off into Netherland. All right, Jeb, do you want to do something? And so they also thought that slowing down the speeds of the game would change the meta and make larger ships more effective. They didn't, because they didn't change the ranges of the guns or the speeds of the guns, or the gunnery system at all. So small ships are still the best ships. But so yeah, right now Elite Dangerous has a better flight model than Star Citizen. Flying around? No worries, bud. No worries, bud. I hope I didn't demoralize you earlier. You were doing good. You have learned. Like I said, and in that third fight we did. I need to reinstall SC and join the war. Do it, man. We'd love to have you. We'd love to have you. We are getting a new flight model within sometime, so probably 6 to 12 months, maybe longer, because Star Citizen time, right? But I've heard some things that behavior over the speed wall is going to be changing. I don't know the details, but also I've heard concerning things about how they're doing the strafe speed walls and the allocation there. Okay, all good, buddy. Once again, though, we really won't know what we're going off of, and that is leaks. And I did speak to one person who had tried it, but he had tried an older version of it. Anyone want to fight? Anyone open for a duel? That's Jebek. He's just flying around. Oh wait, somebody should come up and want to fight. When you're under that speed wall, the game is very engaging and very fun. It's just, like I said, you're kind of fighting within a shoebox, because if you hit the speed wall, it's going to flatten you out. It's going to make you very easy to hit, because it cuts all your maneuvering Gs in half. Excuse me. Tofu, could I interest you in a gentle duel, my friend? All right, we're on.
Friendly target. Shields under fire. Shields under fire. Friendly target. Friendly target. Friendly target. Weapon systems destroyed. Weapon systems destroyed.
I tried to pull out of that. It's okay if you aren't crashing occasionally, you aren't trying your hardest. Once again, I tried to pull out of it, but not much you can do when you're in the ship with less G's. All right, where is the station? We'll reset our ship. No, it is not intended. It will be patched out. And in my opinion, that can't come soon enough. Because it really is just a win more effect. When you shoot at somebody, you're hitting them, and then you're making it harder for them to hit you back. It's like, okay, that's a exponentially increasing problem for that pilot, right?
Aegis combat assist. Systems green.
Gondor.
Friendly target.
All right, he's turning instantly, which I'm okay with because that gives him right in range to get me. We're gonna get a little closer here. He has range advantage, so I need to keep him like here. I'm gonna push away. Extend. Yeah, don't let go of your boost mid-turn, or you're going to have that little nose wiggle like I had there at the end of that turn, as you're suddenly losing turn rate and ability to counter that G, right? Doing a very good job. Need him to push in one more time. Yeah, he's learned about range. Still. That should be the mag. Oh, what? A little bit lag. Oh, good fight. Really good fight. Gondor. That was close. Yeah, like, I'm hating too much on the Sabre, man. It's a medium fighter, and I'm able to actually eke out 1v1s. Granted, I think there's a bit of a skill diff happening, but, like, that was a good fight. That was a very close fight. Where the fuck is this station? I apologize for my language. Where is this station? Somewhere in space. Exists a space station? Aha. Okay. That's not my fault. It was being blinded out by the sun. Is there a cargo scoop thingy? No, there's no cargo scoop. No fuel scoop either. Yeah, Jeb. That's unfortunate, buddy. But so yeah, you really should work on your pull drill and on a turret drill. But you'll get there. You'll get there. How cargo is handled is it's all done by hand. Yeah. So if you want to grab cargo that's in space, you put your butt to it, or wherever your cargo bay is. If you have a ship mounted tractor beam, you can use that. Otherwise, you just get out and you hand move that thing. You know, you use a handheld tractor beam or tractor rifle. Bring it on, slide it onto your ship. Yeah, boost works in every direction and every axis, because every way and how these ships flies is an engine. Gallius, are you in a fight right now? You kind of look like you just did a... Hi, Jib. All right. Ah, the Shiv. This poor man is trying his best. Yep. This is why it's one of the hardest to learn in, because it's so ultra responsive. Yep, that's right. That is correct. Gladius is an easier platform to learn on because of that. Ooh. We almost found that bit of ship there. Oh, we were watching it earlier. Yeah, I started the stream. I was doing dinner, and so before we were in the game, we were watching a interview that happened not too long ago, very recently, like a couple weeks back. Hold on. It is on the channel. Back Pocket is called "The State of Star Citizen" with Chris Roberts. Posted 2 days ago. This is a brand new interview, brand new info. They went to talk to him. So yeah, the first 10 minutes of the stream, we were watching this.
Unfinished business.
That's why I said interview. But yeah, go check it out. Is not there. Yeah, I know it would be freaking wild if I got an interview with Chris Roberts, but I don't think he talks to people who have 1,000 subs. At least not out of the blue. Looks like a Raptor. Yeah, that's the Anvil Arrow. Very good. Right now in the current balance, the current patch, it is the best ship in the game. Does not mean it's the easiest to use though. Now we're flying the Sabre, which is a medium fighter. So those are all light fighters. Mediums are in kind of a weird spot because they're bigger. They do have more guns, but they're slower. And they aren't really tankier. They kind of are basically almost the same time to kill as a light fighter, right? In general, medium fighters, in my opinion, are best when they are like the Sabre, though, or really when they're like the Hornet Ghost. And it's when they have a gimmick. So either an EMP, or in the case of the Sabre here, stealth. Because that means, okay, sure, I might not turn as well. I may not be as meta in the duel. But if I can sneak up on you and you can't see me, and I can start the fight with me having half a mag in your back, that's a pretty big advantage. That being said, the medium fighters are kind of also the normie pick. Ooh, game crash. One day realm, dude, that'd be sick. Yeah, game crash. Quick question about the circle strafe thing you mentioned in your beginner's guide video. You said forward strafe while side strafing, right? No, there's not a difference between sorry. Forward strafe, throttle, thrust, it's all the same thing. We're gonna get back in game, guys. Oh yeah, here it goes. But yeah, so it's because, you know, kind of why I say it is you really do want to think about your movement in strafes, right? Because your strafes are the most important part of your movement. Your left, right, up, down. Forward and back is actually much less important than left, right, up, down is. But also, just to clarify, this is my own terminology. I don't think a lot of people use it this way, but it makes sense to me. The forward strafe with side strafe and up strafe, that's the corkscrew. Because as you fly, you create that corkscrew pattern, right? You're doing this. Well, I guess I should do it at an angle. You're going forward, and you're making that sort of shape. The circle strafe, you don't go forward. It's just side strafe and up strafe. So you say you hold your position, you keep your distance, and you just strafe in a circle. It creates the same deflection as the corkscrew without applying any forward or rear direction because you want to keep your distance. You do have to roll. Yeah. So in either of those, it's side strafe, up strafe, and then you're rolling. Just with the corkscrew, as I label it myself, the corkscrew being a moving formation, right? You apply forward strafe. Then circle strafe is the same maneuver without forward strafe. Yeah, you have to roll. Otherwise, you are going to pull away and just make distance. Yep. You cannot just hold it. It's the number one reason why people recommend the first thing you should get when you're trying to get deeper into PvP is pedals. Because you can get pretty cheap pedals that have an analog input. So like cheap sim racing pedals, or like the T-wedges, which is what I use. And then you bind your rolls to that. And then you can have that sort of granular roll. Now you can do the circle strafe and the corkscrew on mouse and keyboard. It's just going to be jerkier. It won't look as pretty. It will still work. I want to clarify this. It will still work. Even if your TBI and your pip is jerking, if it's doing the maneuver and you're never reaching the pip, you're doing a corkscrew. It will work. But if you just hold them down and you do maximum turn rate, your side strafe and your up strafe won't have enough time to actually move your ship off of that center line before you're facing the other direction because you're spinning too fast, right? Pedals are not an option, unfortunately, but I'm thinking of getting a HOSAM setup. Okay, if pedals aren't an option, then I recommend full HOSAS. And hear me out. You get 2 axes on a mouse. You get 3 on a right hand stick. So I know it's probably more than you want to spend, right? But what you're going to need then, if you can't do pedals for whatever reason, which is totally fine, you're going to need to have both of those twist axes, right? Because Star Citizen is a game that requires you to have all those directions and all those things. Yeah, the Omni's okay. It's a really cool idea, and I like it way more than any regular throttle. But I would never personally use an Omni because I have pedals. Sure. So the mouse, you can move left, right, up, down. Okay. And those are your 2 analog axes, right? With a stick, you have left, right, up, down. You have the same. And then you have a twist axis. So I don't have anything bound in mind because I have pedals. But you get a whole another 3rd analog axis. So my left twist axis is actually my roll. So my roll is on my twist. See, I can do really slow. I can do max speed. I can go anywhere in between. I have a really still not the most refined control over my turn rate, but I've got a good handle of it. And why is there is because I want to have full fidelity of my strafes. I want to have as much authority and accuracy in my strafes to help me manage the pip as possible. See, so here's why I dislike the Omni throttle, or I would, okay, I like it. It's a good product. It's a great product. But I would never fly left hand controlling thrust. Or at least I wouldn't fly with it controlling thrust on that Y axis. Because the way you get close in a Star Citizen fight is you need to neutralize the pip. Okay, so with a lead pip, the pip is showing the difference in our relative movement. Let's Gondor, I kind of don't want to fight you right now, Gondor. I'm showing an example, okay? So right now, with Snow White down here, we're traveling down that way. So you see, she's going up and to the right. So if I strafe up and to the right, I can bring that pip onto her, and now we're going directly at her. See? Pip control is hugely important. So my left hand stick, my y-axis is up, down, strafe. My left and right is left, right, strafe. Like I said, my roll is on my twist. Now, if I was doing what Realm is going to have to do, I would do 2 regular vertical sticks. Then I would actually have my throttle actually on my twist axis on my left hand, sort of like a motorbike, right? Where you twist the throttle forward, right? And then on my other hand, which is my aiming stick, the right stick, there I would put roll. I have a buddy who flies that way right now, anyways. Let's get out of that. Don't let him stay over my turn right. And keep ascending here. Now, in a heavy fighter, I'm actually going the opposite. I'm keeping that pip as far out as I can to try and keep our distance out. Oh, god damn it. And we're stuck in a span. Spin, yeah. So like I said, because the Omni throttle is set up to use your Y as your throttle, which I don't like, because the throttle is less important than your strafes are. And the twist axis is a lower fidelity, a lower accuracy axis than the larger axes of the Y, right? So that's why I personally like 2 vertical sticks and pedals to how I fly. But even then, if I was to lose the pedals, I would still do 2 vertical sticks. Yeah, that works too. Well, there's nothing wrong with using the Omni. I want to clarify that. The Omni is a great product. It's awesome. I'm glad it's way better than a regular throttle. It's just not one that I would use for this game. All right. 10:55. How long have we been going for? 2 hours? 2.5 hours? I'm gonna make sure I wasn't being a jerk. A jerky jerk. All right. Well, I wasn't. For broken hands. All right. No, we'll just stay in there. We'll just keep doing it. Is there any other ships you guys want to see? We got plenty of dueling tests in for the Sabre. Is there any other ships you want me to fly? I have most of them. If I don't have them, I can rent them. The Raptor one? The Arrow? Yeah, we can fly the Arrow. The Arrow's good. The Arrow's gonna be fun. After flying the Sabre all night, the Arrow is gonna be good. How is the Scorpius with 2 people in PvP? It's a monster. Absolute monster. All right, we're gonna start. Guardian. All right. Jeb, I don't have a Reliant. So for right now, we're gonna start on the Arrow. We're gonna go until we die. Then we'll go in the Guardian. Actually, I don't actually have either. I'll rent both of those. Guardian MX. Guys, I'm never gonna live down that video, am I? Ooh, I've got a laser arrow. I was training. I forgot I was training. Yeah, I was in the Journey John Discordo when I set up the ship lasers. By the way, guys, Journey John, phenomenal content creator. If you want more PvP stuff, he is by far a better pilot than me. Really good. Great guy. He's got his own YouTube channel. About 3 times the followers I have, but still, if you don't know him, check him out. He doesn't really do like educational or review content like I do. He just does gameplay stuff, but he's good. You want to see a buck, says Mr. Beast. Can you try the meteor? Everyone came out once I started asking for ship requests. Maybe I should do like an entire stream where I just do ship requests. Okay, we can do a buck. I should have joined the Korea again, so I should have. We're gonna back on and go to Korea, and we're also gonna we're going to rent these other ships that you guys want here. All right, so we had the Tana. God, the freaking Tana. The freaking Tana, man. All right, Tana. Is the it's not available for rental, actually. It's in my buyback. I could go get it, but I have to mail something else for it. So sadly, the Guardian is actually not going to happen because it's not in the rental list, guys. I'm sorry. I can always get it back. It's in my buyback, so I can get it from there. Buck. We have the Buccaneer. The Meteor, I don't know if that's available. Just a new ship. Yeah, Meteor also isn't available, guys. Sorry. Gotta fly the alien ships on PvP. They look so great. Okay. What about the Talon then? I like the Talon. All right. Really quick, let's just get our rented ships up to a let's just do rhinos then. Oh, there's a break next. It is, yeah, it's interceptor tuned. I did not hit save. Freaking hell. Do you use shredders or mantis on your Gladius and PvP? All right, so for Gladius, it's always mantis. Never do a shredder mantis Gladius. The Gladius, I mean, against bigger ships, it's going to do okay, but it doesn't have that same ability to really hold close like the Arrow has. And so any pilot who's worth their salt, they're going to keep you at distance. They're not going to let you get into where your shredders will actually be good. I actually don't see my. All right, I guess we can't take it off, so we'll just go snow blinds then. All right, that should be good. Then we had the Tana. Whatever it was, has stuck with me. I've had this cough for a very long time. I had this cough so much that it's giving me chest pain and like a sore back, and like that's scary as an overweight guy in his 30s. I say that I'm 30, but still, that wasn't particularly fun. All right, Panthers, Badgers. All right, it's fine there. All right, cool. And Free Fight Korea. Does the cockpit accommodate felines? It does. You got a little cat bed. But yeah, this cough I've had for a long time. It's really annoying to record voiceovers with this cough, by the way. Okay, so we have the Tana, the Arrow, Tana, no Guardian, sadly. So Buccaneer, and no Meteor, sadly. I would love to, Johan. Co-cat pilot, right? And that's our list. So as one dies, we go to the next one. Oh, and sorry, I think we're replacing Realm one of the Talon as well. That's the Sabre. Why am I get... All right, we're gonna race the self-destruct to see if we crash or we self-destruct first. 3. Ah, all right. Here we go. Arrow first. Arrow first. Yeah, dude, that guide was such a pain to edit, and I left that in there on accident. There's actually a lot of little things there. That guide. So this is the Arrow. This is that ship that you really liked, Carl. It is currently in the current meta. If I had ballistics on here, it would be the best ship in the game. So I've got this really nice sort of pale pink to like orange reddish skin on here. This is for Core MR, or you know, inverse Valentine's Day for Star Citizen, and I think it's actually a really sharp looking paint. I really like the effect. I like how it's a little understated. You get those purpley pinks to the orange coloration, and it's kind of subtle, but it's nice. So with lasers, it's a little bit less meta. Thank you for your good work, man. I watched your tutorial. I was like a good update resume for all the tutorials in one place. Explained so. No worries, man. I'm glad that you found it helpful. I kind of knew that video wouldn't like get as many views as my other ones, but it also kind of needed to be made. And I want to clarify, I'm not a top tier pilot. I'm like a mid-level pilot, okay guys? So if you get other advice that contradicts my advice, if it's from somebody who you trust and who is quite good, you can feel free to listen to it. You know, but it's funny, Journey John, like I said, he posted in his Discord, and then I had to shout out Moses guy, who's way better than me. Like this is like a top 5% guy in the world, right? And I don't mean the players, I mean of PvPers, told me it was a good video, so that was a nice little ego boost. I don't know about F-22 pilots, but we do have a lot of female pilots because females, women, in average, actually have a faster reaction time than men. It's not like a hard rule. There are exceptions to everything. But no, he wants to fight the other guy. I'll let him fight the other guy. Come on, somebody give us a fight. Somebody give us a duel. It's actually why I'm surprised that there aren't more female racing teams, and I wonder if it's just kind of like, you know, it's you know, like a lot of the taboo and like kind of, you know, it's a man's world in there and stuff, so it's really hard to break in or stuff because they have the passion and the training and the physicality. They should be quite good at it. There's Gondor. I loved your guide. It was really good. Thank you, the core gameplay. That makes me very happy. Thank you, my man.
Check fire. Check fire.
So when you're fighting ballistics with lasers, you need to be very careful to get their shields down quickly as possible before you take damage. So this ship's very small, very agile, great G's, can very easily maneuver. It's super snappy, sharp as a scalpel. We're gonna let this reset here. So now in this ship, we do want to keep that pip very close. Gently just kind of roll in and splash. That's a kill. What's the ammo stock with ballistics? So each different type of weapon has its own different ammo count. So yeah, it's a little bit hard to say. You get around You get around 3,000 shots to like 4,000 shots with mantises, and you get like 3k with shredders. And then breaknecks, which are the best size for ballistic gatlings, actually get 10,000 rounds, and it's just, they're wild. Kel Solar. I think he's, there we go. Do you want this? Just don't flare if you don't want it. Oh, there we go. All right. So once again, I'm going to keep that pip very close to him and just work our way in nice and slow. We don't fire until 900 meters. He's firing a little early.
Check fire.
So now we've got mag advantage on him. So when you're doing lasers, it's about managing your magazine and managing your shields. Now he has the advantage because he's a Gladius, so he has 2 shields versus my 1. But once we're down to out,
Check fire.
our health is very similar. But my ship is smaller.
Check fire.
Oh, good stuff though. Good stuff. Major torque imbalance. So yeah, that happens when one of your maneuvering thrusters is damaged. It doesn't matter a whole heck of a lot. So our next one is the frickin' Tana. All right. Jeb, you're going to... Wow, I've never fucking flown the Tana. Wait, that's not true. I have. But... All right, there we go. There's full power. Freaking B-wing ass looking ship. Is it K to rotate? Because I feel like we're not supposed to fly this thing in combat flat. It's supposed to be vertical. Am I crazy? Alt K. There we go. Thank you. It's kind of crazy how this is the only MISC ship with a good cockpit. Nah, this is like this is straight up a Star Wars B-wing basically. It's a cool ship and it does have an interior, but it's, I would not call it good. All right, Jeb, you requested it. I want to fight you.
Caution. Target friendly.
It is not a bomber. It is a multi-role ship. Heck yeah. Let's get away from the station a bit. Yeah, this is good. Get away from the station. Oh, I know. I just don't want us to crash. Here we go. All right. This is not going to go well for me. All right. Honestly, Jeb, you got a really good shot this time.
Shield under attack. Caution. Target friendly.
So I think I have the same exact weapons loadout in terms of weapon sizes as that arrow, just in a dramatically bigger and slower ship.
Caution. Target friendly.
Good fight, Jeb. Yeah, if you get used to just getting in close and then just sort of staying on that tight orbit, you would have been able to beat me there. Good fight, man. But yeah, so in the back there's actually a whole little hab. So here, we'll turn on a couple of those and bring us to a stop here. Oh, I guess we can't leave. Darn.
Engines off. Engines on.
Darn, I thought we could... Oh, I think we have to... Okay. Right, we have to rotate the ship back. Yeah, we have to rotate the ship back. And now... Yeah, now I can get out. So yeah, so you've got a little living area, so gun racks here for FPS stuff. Beds. I don't know why there's two. You should not two-man this ship. Then a little cargo space, and then the back boarding ramp. So yeah, a very small little living area, but you do have a living area. So I said, this is a multi-role ship that you would be doing multiple different things in, you know, FPS ground combat, scavenging, investigation missions. But in terms of pure PvP, it's huge. It has the same weapons package as the Arrow, and it flies a little crap. Let's see if we can fight inline here.
Caution. Target friendly.
He should kick my butt. He should kick my butt. He does not want to fight me for some reason. Inline, you can... There we go. All right.
Caution. Target friendly. Shield under attack. Caution. Target friendly. 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 Caution. Target friendly.
Yep, there it is. Look, if you like it, please buy it in-game and don't buy it with real money, because it's kind of a bit of a broken ship. It's quite buggy, and it's an old ship and it hasn't really been looked at in a while. Cool ship though. Just buy it with inverse money. It's easy to get inverse money. Okay, next up we had I want to say Buccaneer. No, we had Realm with the Guardian. We couldn't get the Guardian, so we have the Talon. The Talon's gonna have a very...
Hello. How can Miss help you today? Systems on. Self-destruct. Stop.
We didn't mean to get in the ship again. But I thought I changed it to the Talon. There we go. So the Talon is also a cool fighter. The Talon has a entirely camera-based cockpit. There's no glass there. So here, if I turn off the ship, you see that? Isn't that rad? And then you power on. The screens flip out and you can see stuff. Alright, Talon is a hit and one cell ship, or an interceptor tune. So it means I don't have very good strafes, but I have very good forward speed, especially boosted. But I don't really want to stay in a turn fight with a light fighter, because they have a better turn rate than me. Tofu's already damaged. Inline just beat me. Now, this is gonna be the arrow is a bad matchup for the Talon. I'm gonna tell you that right now, especially in a duel.
Attack on shield. Target friendly. Target friendly. Target friendly. Target friendly.
Yeah, it's not a dueling ship, so you use that in a team fight to basically third party or join other fights and then fly away. A fighter will always kind of be a interceptor in a straight duel. So the Buccaneer Butterfly is going to have pretty much the same issue. Though I don't know what I have on here. Oh, it's a stock one. It's a stock buck. I thought I had modified this. The Buccaneer is one of the best interceptors in the game. But like I said, you really want to fly them in a group. And that's when you can start taking apart fighters. In a 1v1 duel, these interceptors don't do quite as well. They don't turn or dodge fire as well. They're just fast. They do a heckin' zoom. Why did I... Oh, that's why. All right. Does anyone have any questions or anything about, you know, from the beginner guide or just in general? What's after the buck? Meteor was after it. I don't have a meteor, I'm sorry.
Hello and welcome aboard your Drake interplanetary craft. Your systems are online.
All right, we're just going to back out. We're going to modify this one and go back into Korea. Because Korea is the dueler. Have a good one, girl. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out, man.
Hello and welcome aboard your Drake interplanetary craft. Your systems are online.
Lunatics.
Shield system is friendly fire.
And then we pull away and we just don't let them get close to us.
Friendly fire.
And then we pull through.
Shield offline.
We get nice and far away. So we have really poor strafe on here, but we do have
Friendly fire.
is a lot of gun. Oh, that's not good. See, his turn rate is better than us though. Okay, we're gonna push through here. Nice rolling return.
Friendly fire. Friendly fire.
The shield nice and down,
System is hit.
and then pull through.
Shield offline. Friendly fire.
He's very wiggly. He's very wiggly.
Friendly fire.
Super wiggles.
Friendly fire. Friendly fire. Shield system is hit. Friendly fire.
Yeah, he's winning these trades even though we have more we have more DPS. Well, to be fair, Mr. Beast, I'm only okay.
Friendly fire.
I'm not an interceptor, and also, once again, we're in duels. Duels is the worst place to bring an interceptor. If squadron battles were going up, what you would do, so let's just do basic really quick here. Interceptors are great, okay? They are the best ships for team fighting. All right, so all right, this is our little ship right here. All right, now we're flying in this way, right? With an interceptor, what you can do is you can fly past the guy, get him on you and string him out to go straight, and then you will always leave him. You're faster than him. You can basically just do these sort of long sweeping turns and not get away and not get hit. You don't corkscrew really. You do these sort of, you use your main thruster and you do these sort of sweeping turning turns, right? But what you do is then you get this little enemy fighter who's sitting out here trying to follow you, right? And he can't really follow because you're faster, because you're an interceptor, he's a fighter. Then you get your buddy, who's also, oh, hold on. You get your buddy, who's also an interceptor, to come in behind. Okay? So he's going this way, following down. And then this guy's coming in, doing this stuff. Right? And so, since he's faster and you're faster, you will leave, he will catch, he'll shoot the fighter. Then as the fighter turns to engage him, you swap roles. This is called bracketing. This is sort of the main team fight strategy of interceptors. It's really hard to beat. Now, let's just, get rid of all this. Let's say there's a bunch of enemy fighters in a death ball, okay? So they're all at different, angles, different pitches, yada, 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 right? And they're staying close and they're orbiting. This is a hard thing to deal with and a hard thing to fight if you're in a fighter. But if you're an interceptor, what you can do is you can kind of swing in and come along in sort of a passing arc, right? So you can come along and you can turn and you can shoot at one of these guys, right? And you can keep your arc going and you can just sort of run away. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to get one of them to chase you. And once they chase you, you do the bracketing. That's like sort of the rough interceptor playstyle. In a duel, the fighters can dodge fire easier, They can turn faster, and you guys have pretty much the same health. I'm also like a pretty, I usually fly fighters personally. I enjoy them a bit more. But the Buccaneer's really, really good. I want to make that clear. It's just not a duelist. This is one of the best ships in the game. If Squadron Battle is up, I can show you how to use it. I don't think it will be. We're late. It's a work night. Does that make sense, Mr. Beast, though? Like, do you understand what I'm saying? Exactly. You're waiting for one player. We'll try EU servers. We laggy, but yeah. Okay, it's a different map. No players in Squadron tonight. All good, Mr. Beast. Well, thanks for watching. Sorry I couldn't get you a kill in the duel, but hey, that's actually a good shout. We have been going for over 3 hours, and it is 11:30 p.m. for me personally where I am at. So for everyone who came by and watched, thank you guys so much. We're going to be doing some more streams, hopefully. And yeah, tomorrow we have a brand new video coming out. It's at 8 a.m. my time. So that's going to be in about 8 hours and 30 minutes for everyone else. So it's on the Anvil Hurricane. I think it's a good video, so check it out. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll try and stream some more this week. Have a good one. Bye.